And it does feel like this time around, OG is going to be looking to play a little bit quicker, threaten around with that relocate, maybe go off to a faster start here for BZM. For Thunder Awaken, you know, they go back into the Morphling. You can morph into a Mars Razor, static link someone else as well, and just kind of nullify that. You have a great answer to the IO with, the all chat is there. Misclicked. The AA is a great answer to the IO, of course, stopping some of that regen, but the hold for something like a Storm, it does feel lacking. I mean, you've got X, you've got Avalanche Toss, but outside of that, in a wider engagement, it does feel like at least a couple of those heroes can do what they want.
Where are we going, Jonathan? Well, what world am I in?
Parallel universes, Mike. You know, there are two sets of games that are possibly running right now in different places, I suppose.
Absolutely. Hope you haven't watched the, or rather, I hope you have watched the anime, John.
What?
Have you?
No.
Oh.
Sadly, no. I can't. I mean, I love anime, but...
Yeah. Weird anime is what you like. Still, game number 2. OG, Thunder Awaken. We'll get into it. Level 1 team fight to break out, Jonathan, perhaps? We'd love ourselves a level 1 team fight.
No.
Not quite, though.
Nah, they're not quite lined up offensively. They do manage to get some good wards out from both sides. So good river wards being dropped by OG TA on the bot area. Nice forward ward here by OG up top as well, watching the ramp side. So they're going to be able to see whenever TA does want to do something or maybe rotate in and just kind of build off from there. Of course, we're taking a look at mid first with BZM up against Dark Mago. On the Storm versus Tiny, this lane should be fairly even. You do expect maybe the Storm starts to play around by level 3 with a 1-1-1 build. Double Overload hits with the Electric Vortex can be nice. And you can always use the Static Remnant to apply some harassment off. Although, with the Tiny, with the tree grab, you can kind of sit back far enough to just CS safely as well.
Yeah, certainly so. Of course, BZM, the Storm is a bit of a specialty of the man. Dark Mago, of course, going back to the signature Tiny as well. Last game around, not quite working out, but we'll see if he can put on a bit more of a performance here in game number 2. Of course, top lane as well.
Is Randy still here? Randy, when you play Morph, you can't just hit creeps all game. You have to actually hit the heroes as well.
For himself. He'll be against Yuragi on that position 1 TA. Another specialty of this map.
Yeah, and this back and forth is something we've seen on mid before. This is something the Kunkka can handle, and you at least have access to camps here to kind of farm up if you find the space. You can get pretty aggressive. We're seeing Chu already chasing down on Matthew. Level 1, not the strongest point for these two heroes. Level 2, level 3 is maybe where you start to play with a Cookie and Scatterblast on top with the X and maybe the Torrent up. And again, when it comes down to Kunkka versus TA, if you can land that X Torrent combo, you can melt through the early refractions here and kind of handle that durability on the TA.
Absolutely. How is that top lane though going?
I'm a little bit worried about top lane. This is a really bad lane.
Going to be on the Razor IO combination against Pandamu and Pakaz. I think the panel kind of already mentioned it. Oh, never mind, Chu, bot lane.
What you doing there, boy?
The chase is on. Sacred, can he get it? Yes, he can. First blood this time around to go the way of Thunder Awaken as they do end up finding the clockwork.
It's going to be bad, so I think Morph's going to be
unable to find a trade for himself.
Yeah, and that's a bit surprising. I don't think they hit level 2 just yet on Matthew when that kill came out. So maybe just a bit too far forward. You got to respect the output of the Kunkka if he does land that Torrent. And we did see Chu being really aggressive early on, so he's already traded a little bit there. And that does get a little play here for Thunder Awaken. Although he's just running up again.
And he is. Pops out, not catching anyone. A little bit unfortunate there for Chu. Just wanted a bit more damage there onto Sacred or Matthew. Meanwhile, bottom lane, or rather top, Pakaz dropping very, very low, but we'll be just fine. We'll go for the strength morph and walk his way out.
Interview Randy. You can interview Randy right now in chat if you want, guys. Just ask him.
All the action's probably going to happen
at Randy.
You do have a very aggressive set of duos here between these two. Chu, again, going to move in with the Battery Assault. Yuragi will back him up. Chu, he's got the cogs off with the Cookie. Is going to be there from Matthew, and that's always going to be the annoying thing for Chu during this laning stage. Chances are you can't really lock anyone in the cogs.
No, they're going to be able to go out, or even if you say catch the Snapfire and she doesn't get the Cookie off, you're
Dark Mago needs to step up a little bit this game. You need to buzz it up.
Side of TA as well. A rather strong start for OG otherwise, you know, top CS on the board right now, all from the Radiant side, with a little bit more back and forth with Dark Mago and BZM, or having a pretty decent time in the Tiny. So that build-up is still there for Dark Mago. I'm keen to see if OG will want to rotate mid at some point. The clockwork for Chu can at least maybe make some plays. The IO You always like having that little regen on the Storm and that spell amplification coming out as well on the overcharge.
You know, the
MT
Certainly can.
Mashallah, I'm not even joking.
I
don't believe you.
All 3 calls of OG having an extremely good time. All at the top, already so far ahead. That's the 1k net world lead for OG, but these laning starts are very strong.
If you were a true Muslim, you would know it.
Going to be jumped here. There will be a cogs out, forcing the cookie again from Matthew.
In your head, you don't need to read it anymore.
Mango to make sure
any true Muslim knows it inside out.
It just won't matter. Sacred's still going to be just fine. But if you are true, you're more than happy seeing Yuragi have the freest lane of his life.
Yeah, it's a ton of farm. There's not much Sacred can really do to stop it. And, you know,
Ronnie Coleman, here I come.
The link is out, Panda Moo gonna try to run, but Amar able to secure the kill, no problem. Pakar's obviously unable to help out on the Morphling.
Yeah, it's just way tougher for the AA to play that lane. You're not really active. They tried to catch out.
Another cookie up. Just fine, just chipping away at the HP pool of Matthew that time around. It's one thing to just kind of burn through the regen of this bottom lane of Thunder Awaken. And OG is more than happy if Yuragi keeps that farm going. Tiger, interesting position on the IO, is going to find a courier. There you go.
You love to see that kind of play. Just pop the overcharge, get the attack speed bonus, and find kill zone.
BZM getting low, going to try and fight back Dark Mago. Now he's the one in danger. BZM, what a Giga Chat fighting back, but not quite enough. Dark Mago now looking to turn back around. As both mid laners dropping very, very low, but both will barely survive in the end.
Yeah, it's a little bit painful. You are forced to walk all the way back here on BZM, so you've got a pretty free lane for Dark Mago to start to build up in that EXP. Maybe hit level 6 a little bit faster for some more burst damage as well. No bottle top for him, and the rune respawn is
Randy
a bit
joined
away,
Alliance,
so
they would
maybe
actually
with a
be watchable.
Filled up bottle and full HP and mana, BZM might be able to do something.
Perhaps. Jump in, perhaps. No, not quite. Dark Mago. Gonna be fine. I mean, he's got the backup of Matthew, so BZM not wanting to get baited.
We might need a new team in Alliance.
Matthew
maybe.
Just kind of staying out of vision. Just hoping that Dark Mago gets jumped here by BZM. See him trying to move within range, but again, will not take the bait. Matthew, maybe just wasting a little bit of time hanging around in this mid lane. They are really trying to secure a Storm pick off here, but it's just not happening. Instead, though, you can go for those
level 6 on Storm. This is very scary.
Now. He may get caught as there's a double damage, but
he's
no,
dead here. Go.
There. He will be protected.
But already pushed
double damage to go the way of BZM is now Pakar's in trouble, but ACM
make Alliance SCA.
Still mid lane, Dark Mago gets zipped on. You've got the IO there to help out BZM.
Ronnie Coleman, they're going for Ronnie.
Zip onto Panda Moo. It's not going to be enough though. In fact, Chu now, he's the one in danger. Zip back in, however.
Ronnie, why did you go? What the hell, Panda?
Panda Moo will drop. They won't quite find they won't quite find the Tiny, but what does it matter, John? Any kill's a good kill right now for BZM.
It kind of goes back to that decision made by Dark Mago.
There's no point in making an SCA team. You see what Team Star made SCA team is garbage. Well.
They are clearing it under vision, but there's not much contest TA can do. And they're just building up massively.
What's happening with Trainwreck Stream?
You've already got a free lane for Yuragi. You managed to get this catch up on BZM. And you're managing to leave Amar alone
I didn't get my salary.
While still having a good dent on Pakas' farm. Everything's lining up for OG. TA, this is a team that we know loves to get aggressive, but they drafted Morphling in. They're going to need to hit some leveled spikes and some key heroes. Level 6 out on
Sacred million a year.
Would be big. Maybe once you have that boat up along with, say, the Ice Blast from Pandamoo, that's when things can line up your way.
This is risky from Sacred. He's going to try. Torrent is not going to connect, however, and now Chu's here. Cookie is out. Sacred trying to run. Slow is there on Chu to make sure he can't get up with the trap slow. Is going to be there. Sacred's not making it out. Yuragi able to secure the kill, and tips are immediate.
The snowball is starting,
the attempt from
and then they have the morph. Why would he pick morph?
Yeah, just he's been playing that lane solo for the most part now for a fairly long time. And
has Morph performed well in this tournament? If we go around this game where he was feeding, any other games?
Every time he walks up without the Snapfire round,
here is garbage.
Mid, you're a bit of a sitting duck. And OG again, just finding a much stronger start here in game number 2. Finding the stacks, getting the build-up they want. It's pretty scary for this kind of lineup to go fast.
Runes again, cogs are there, BZM will make the jump in, but it's going to be top side. Instead, Matthew, he will get jumped. Here comes Yuragi, a nice cookie Chu. He will drop. Dark Mago, going to be just fine. So Chu, he will
Morph is
sacrifice
too
his
easy to
life.
abuse in
Arun
laning
does
stage.
go the way of TA anyways. It was up at top lane, and I believe it was the
Oh,
AA who took a
Soul Ring
regen.
to give mana to Storm
Really
is at the
winning
play.
out in terms of that. Pandabu, or rather Pandamu, indeed did take it.
Pandabu.
Top lane, ATS. Onto Picard, it's a lot of damage onto that Morphling. Picard!
Oh my god,
Goodness.
he got waveform.
He had the waveform, but doesn't
He
end up
has
using it.
very
Maybe
fire.
he can fight back. Tips out to ATF. Onto
I
Sacred.
thought
They go
Randy's
bot lane,
morph was bad.
Sacred.
It was
He's got
actually
no
godlike
help
compared to
around.
this.
Uh-oh, Sacred, he's going to try to run Dark Mago. He'll make the rotation in, but there's too much damage. The Kunkka eventually will drop. Dark Mago comes in to try and help out, but John just doesn't have enough to really get anything done.
And OG again just working
was
the map
greeting.
so well. That solo kill for Amar to find. That's very
Maybe
bad
he
news for
undervalued the
Thunder
change
Awakening.
of shift because it
Need
shifts
as much as possible onto
less
Picard.
now,
This is
so
a
he
hero
thought
that
he
wants
was
to kind of be a
fine.
hyper carry, and their jungle's just constantly invaded. OG again moving up with BZM, clearing out the stacks, clearing out the jungle. It's always under vision as well. TA knows this is happening, but they can't stop it.
Very, very rude here from OG, John, entering someone else's house, taking all their food and offering no gifts. Very rude indeed. BZM, he'll just take everything from the side of TA. Look at the amount of farm he's been able to get out of this. 600 gold just from the Dire jungle alone. No stacking necessary from OG.
No, they just let TA do all the work for them. They've got the opportunity now to show up top, get a little bit of a shove. No one around from TA to really defend. Tower just falls freely. So now they can fully invade the top jungle, keep buying space out for Iragi to get bigger and bigger on that TA.
Refresher got
the
nerfed
network lead already
again.
5k at 10 minutes here, Mike. It's massive.
That's rough.
BKB costing 50 mana
this is a team that's
to be
known for playing
refreshed.
fast.
It's
This is a
an
very
additional
slow-paced
100
game for
mana
them.
now.
It absolutely is, and you give this much farm to a TA this early on before she's
What's
even
the
hit the
refresher?
jungle. You know, once you really get that jungle going, you start to get
Mana
out of control
cost
here on the
increase
side
here
of
as
OG.
well.
Uragi already
So
very
the party
close
gets
to that display of
150
being
more
up.
mana
That's
to do
gonna
the
be a
combo.
huge
That's
problem
kinda
for
nice.
Thunder Awaken. What can TA do here, though? I mean, what can
Few
Thunder
pressures with a
Awaken
mana
do
region
to
got
try and
nerfed giga much.
even out the game a little bit, John?
I think you're going to want level 6 on your supports here. You'd want the Kisses and the Ice Blast up. They are trying to give some EXP out to those supports. Pandamu just playing down mid, and you've got Matukan just soaking up the top lane. Maybe once you get one of them at 6, you can start playing around with the X-Boat, with the Avalanche Toss. Blink timing for Dark Mago is going to be pretty big as well, but that's still about 1,000 gold away, so a lot of time they'd have to wait. At the least with support 6s, you might get something done.
Absolutely. Still 5-3, but again, the net worth, a real problem here for Thunder Awaken. They've almost got the blink up on Dark Mago, though, and that might kind of be the timing to try and move
800
in and punish
gold,
OG for all of this. So you'll see OG even now stacking up their own triangle, preparing it for Uragi. Thunder Awaken, they have smoked up. Dark Mago, no blink up yet, but we'll try to make use without it. Pandamu will be right behind him. Of course, Ice Blast is now available. They'll head up top, try and go after ATF on that Razor. Dark Mago should be able to close the gap here with the Avalanche. The Pig Stick will be there, but it won't matter. The Ice Blast does connect. Do they have the damage? ATF
Here's Morphling, IL.
The backup. OG, they will take down the Razor, but they will punish the side of Thunder Awaken.
Draining a storm, now that's something.
He's going to drop a nice Avalanche, but he's surely... Oh, he's not gone. Chu gets it done anyway. Nice relocate out. The cars will be able to find the
relocate out.
A 2-for-2 trade in the end. Who does that actually favor, though, John?
I think you're pretty happy with that on Thunder Awakening. Yeah, slow down Amar,
but Tiny
slow
does.
down that
He's not getting
Razor's
his
BKB
blink.
timing is pretty key, and you're getting that build up to recover on Pakaz. It's a big sacrifice, losing your Tiny though, so I'm sure OG doesn't feel too bad about that, and it's still a long way to go for TA, so this does give OG a little bit more of a bump. They get a good use of their relocate very early on, and that is something that TA has to watch out for. Like you mentioned this earlier on, but Kunkka into the IO is pretty damn good. You didn't have Sacred around to X mark someone back, isolate them, find that kill. You're going to need to start working as a unit here on TA to really find all these opportunities.
Well, there's the Desolator up now, John. You've even got an Arcane Rune bottled up here for BZM, so chances are they might go for another fight attempt very, very soon. Take the stacks first. BZM, he'll be the one to take the Ancients here, along with Tiger. I suppose Uragi doesn't really need the farm. He took all the stacks away from Thunder Awaken. BZM will happily take all this gold his way. And that is going to be a very early Orchid out for the Storm as well. That's going to be very problematic for this Morphling.
Oh,
There's always some guy called Tryhard. You type in a mode
kind of save yourself for Pakaz.
and tab.
Manta still weighs
It
off.
auto
They are
fixes
smoking
it.
up in TA.
Kiss is available.
That tryhard and auto tap, there's always a guy called it, so you can't ever do it.
Do they not see him? Sacred, he heads up top. He wants the bigger target. He wants ATF, but they cannot catch him. ATF just fine. OG completely avoiding the smoke attempt, and now they could maybe just counter smoke. They know exactly where Thunder Awaken are at the moment. OG still sticking around. Thunder Awaken finding absolutely nothing for their trouble. At the very least, Dark Mago, he is just about to pick up the blink. So you are going to have a bit of initiation here from the side of Thunder Awaken.
Turn on tab at mode priority settings.
We've seen it Avalanche toss out with the Ice Blast. Just melts a hero down. But again, that's you throwing your combo onto one hero. When the relocate comes in, you're going to have more on top of you. And that makes things a lot tougher.
Kisses are there. They'll try to secure Chu with the Ice Blaster flying as well. And that should be enough damage. Chu, he thought about the hook shot, but won't bother trying.
Have them kisses.
She does get taken down. Just a support pick off here for Thunder Awaken. But again, right now, any kill's a good kill here for this dire side.
Yeah, you're still pretty happy with just finding something, getting your spells on cooldown.
We're in settings.
Jump in. Dark Mago, very nice kill. Finds Tiger, but it's not worth it if it costs his own life. His team is going to be there to back him up, but do they actually have it? No. Dark Mago, he just fell. Oh, to Matthew, they want another. And this Snapfire, not going to last very long. They might just dive the tier 1 tower. Matthew's gone.
Oh,
can they keep going for more? There goes your tier 1. Panzermoo, he just gets ripped to shreds.
There, I found it. Bum.
BZM on a triple. Chu, he'll hook shot. Bit of an illusion there from BZM getting in the way. Maybe have to report the Storm Spirit later on, John, but for now, a great team fight for OG.
Yeah, it works out in their favor. It looked like a good blink angle coming out from Dark Mago, and you talked about that timing. It's their big play. It's their big moment to find more.
Count, and they do remember, this is a count, another cooldown.
They committed a lot for that kill on Chu earlier on, so when it came down to this fight, they had nothing.
It's just another annihilation here from OG, John. Thunder Awaken still just not finding their footing in this game, number 2. Just unable to find the opening they're looking for.
40-hour flight.
OG still around that dire jungle, maybe looking to move in once again. Sacred is around the corner. They've got the vision with that Observer Ward. They know exactly where he is. They choose not to go for it for now. Maybe just setting up that Roshan pit instead. You've got a blink also up in Yuragi, so more initiation from OG. It is on the courier though, on its way. And just hang around that dire jungle instead. And TF hoping Sacred does run up for the creep wave, and will do so, but does have the X back. TF will come along and say hello. Not gonna get any damage on. Meanwhile, mid lane, a fight may break out very soon. BZM, he's right in. He's found the tiny once again. A nice Ice Plus, but it won't matter. Chu's there with the hook shot. Pandem is caught out. Dark Mago's gone. They'll find another successful team fight for OG. And I'll tell you what, John, they are making it look easy in this game, number 2.
4 hours, here we go.
You find a couple of trades for TA earlier on, but now they're with that blink timing up on Yuragi, they just run all over the map. They've got so much mobility with all of their heroes, plus the IO on top, plus the hookshot threat from Chu, and now they just go Roche. They've got the Deso on Yuragi. It doesn't take too long to melt through Roshan. And TA are in no position to contest. No Ice Blast, they have
it looks good, but then I miss, we're gonna miss everyone. The hook, bang, bing.
Very early timings here for OG, just hitting every timing they could really ask for. Thunder Awaken just not knowing how to react to this right now, and well, now there's an Aegis up on BZM, so you've got to try and deal with the Storm Spirit twice in the middle of a good team fight. Not going to be easy, because Pakaz getting very close to the Manta style now himself. Will at least be able to purge off the silence here from the Storm. It's still not really going to mean enough to be able to fight back, because Tiger now, mid lane, does at least get caught out.
Oh no, oh thank God. Okay, actually winnable. He needs a cookie.
Will juke out the Ice Blast, and in goes
oh my God, BKB.
Just cuts them off, take him out.
This is over. You can just call it. I think they're going to call it for early. Even as an elimination game, they know.
Trying to run, but there's no running. OG will find 3 for 1. Only losing the IO.
It's not like
it's
more
looking really rough for
Giga Chat ult on someone.
They just can't.
He can ult Racer and suck someone.
That's about it. That Orchid out from BZM, as you mentioned, just doing so much. And they have no reliable setup for the Ice Blast. You can toss it out. Only X is there. Avalanche toss is important. The hook shot from Chu to find that angle, just massive. And TA, I mean, it's back to one of those games where it's like Pakaz has to hyper carry on this Morphling. He does have the Manta, that's one item
Pakaz, isn't that
severely
nuts?
behind the network. He needs so much time to really get going here.
Certainly does. Thunder Awaken is still just grouping up around that mid-tier 2 tower. Sacred, he's going to run right into Chu. This is not what they want right now. Sacred being caught out. Look at the damage from Uragi. Sacred almost down. Ice Blast down. Is it going to matter? Not quite. Thunder Awaken, they need to run. Get out of there. It's not safe.
Pakaz.
This is OG's home now. Because he'll keep trying to get himself out.
Nuts.
Should be just fine. There's now Dark Mago with the turnaround. BZM.
He's got Aegis.
He's not going to drop the Aegis. He'll move right back in. He does not give a crap, John. In fact, they will eventually at least find the Aegis. But what does it matter?
Oh my goodness. TA again, they just clump up. They get run down by OG by their mobility. All the regen they have, all the damage they have on hand. And Thunder Awaken, their game plan is shrinking here, Mike. The map is growing smaller and smaller. The objectives are soon to fall down once they feel comfy enough for Uragi to get that push going. He's got the DD. These towers aren't going to hold for long. These heroes won't hold for long if TA forces a fight again.
Oh, the Gaben blessing coming in for OG once again. The double damage on Uragi. Let's see if he can one-shot someone here. Mid lane, Matthew, Sacred, going to be around. They won't want to dive T2 towers quite yet, but top side, they might start another fight as Dark Mago does TP in. OG, they know he's alone right now. Dark Mago at least gets the blink away. He's going to be fine as Thunder Awaken. They'll rotate. They set up a team fight. Uragi, he'll take down Matthew on the backside already, so no kisses available on Uragi.
He's got blinks, what the hell? Go in.
He's looking to move back
no
in. Ooh, hook shot. It's off the mark. Thunder looking to try and turn. It's not a successful fight, it doesn't seem.
No
Sacred
flaming,
now
I guess.
being jumped off by ATM.
Try our best
the
here.
They go. Dark Mago.
Can he take it? Then he's tanky.
Very least.
Actual comeback?
It doesn't seem like it's Sacred. He's trying to fight back, but might just drop here to ATF. They do find Chu on the clockwork, but it is not a good trade whatsoever. Uragi now going for more into the meld. They'll toss him back right into the arms of Pakaz. Maybe they can find the TA, and they will. That's a nice pickup for TA. As ATF, he will back his way out. But Thunder Awaken, they do show signs of life.
They find a very important kill. They punish OG for almost overcommitting, missing a couple of spells.
You can ban him for 10 days though. You can ban people for 10 days, 5 people.
Jump forward as well. Doesn't have anything defensive built up yet. And TA does end up going ahead. It's not enough to turn the tides of the game, of course, but it does give them more to play with as they hug that tree line really, really well. They just had a great position behind their tier 2 towers, and they managed to stay fairly protected there. No traps to really scout them out beforehand.
Absolutely. What a crowd we have here for this game number 2 as well. OG versus Thunder Awaken. Just been such a great series already. OG still looking fantastic.
This is a nice shot. There's only positivity here.
Top lane, they just don't seem frazzled. They might just keep it going. BZM has find himself another power room, but it's just going to be an illusion. Not too big of a deal, so Tiger, just go ahead and move in. Let's go ahead and pick it up for himself on the IO. While Thunder Awaken, just keeping that farm going, just protecting Pakaz, trusting the Morphling eventually will just outscale OG. OG seemingly no rush to move their way back in for a team fight for now. Happy to sit back and relax. Perhaps in the dire jungle though. A few bodies are around. OG going to show up once again. Thunder Awaken, they are around the corner. See what's happening here from Uragi, making sure no information can go the way of Thunder Awaken. Toward that top tier 2 tower they go. OG.
Billa!
Or are they?
3-3-3.
Back off preemptive.
Thank you.
Yeah. Played safe. Respect
Where's
the
Billy
fact that
336?
TA managed to take that fight up there and just kind of work the map. You have much more of the map under your control here for OG. They could opt to just wait for the next Roshan. That is giving, again, recovery time here for Pakaz and everyone else to kind of catch up. And Thunder Awaken will actually take this opportunity to smoke up. Their team fight's all ready, all the ults are up. So they just need to find the angle and find some key heroes to hold on.
Wow.
Awaken, in they go.
101. If you bet on OG, you get. If you bet $1 million, you get what? $1,000?
ATF in the mid lane. He'd be a great target to start with here for Thunder Awaken.
Nice odds.
Smoke on smoke situation now. OG ready to fight back. The mid lane they go. Thunder Awaken. They will retreat. OG very cautiously moving up into that mid lane. And they get to the dire jungle. It does seem like they will. Zip in from BZM, getting some early vision. Picard's on the low ground, may get spotted. OG still wrapping around the long way. Rocket Player gonna give the vision. Hook shot is there. Both supports being caught out, and they're just gonna get melted. The boat does fly in, they'll try to
Hailed Racer and gets Biggie beat off.
Tiger. He will eventually drop down on the IO, but it seems like TA need to back their way out. It's still a 2-for-1 trade.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Is he manning up too much? He definitely is the conker. He's going to drop us down Matthew. He will go down as well. Picard on the Morphling. He's a big target, but he's going right down. The waveform out.
Is he though?
Dark Mago. Nice avalanche. He'll try to turn
triple
this one
buyback
around.
for this.
Yuragi now. He's in trouble. He'll go down. Thunder Awaken. Fighting back. Showing signs of life as ATF. He'll be all right. Is that a successful team fight for Thunder Awaken, John? They did commit a couple buybacks there.
They commit a lot of buybacks, but they do make it work and kind of hold on to the game. 2K gold swing their way, 3 buybacks brought out for 3 kills and a dieback on Taiga. And I think that works itself out. TA, again, showing us that they have played. The big difference
why is
that
Wish
Matthew
throwing so
managed
deep?
to get
Oh, he got
up to the
tossed
high
into
ground,
the
get
middle.
the kisses off. If he didn't manage to get that done, if he didn't manage to reposition himself, there would have been a real big lack of damage, and just that foresight.
Now look at this Tanka, he knows it's okay to die, you gotta force it.
Big. Picard's barely surviving. You'd think Picard surely drops here on that Morphling, but he got the Strength Morph off in time, and they just didn't have the damage. In fact, the Meld Strike, I believe, was juked out with the Manta. Had that landed, it may have been a different story in that team fight, but quick Manta here from Picard, saving his life.
Yeah, just quick fingers coming out there, and Thunder Awaken now looking like they've got a lot to play with. The farm on Picard has managed to catch up, second only to Amar. BKB coming out on the Morphling. And that should allow Picard to definitely hold the front line for his team, help out the cause, get some damage off, get buffed up by the boat, you know, be a lot harder to burst down. You do have pretty good itemizations coming out from Sacred here to help out with that. Rate pack has been up for a while on the Kunkka. So the damage output coming out from OG isn't as bursty as it once was. And as the game goes on, Ice Blast just feels like a stronger and stronger spell. It's always relevant.
Kanga's not getting any farm.
Spell
so
immunity. If you catch the IO plus one of that, the combination of OG just doesn't get as durable.
Well, Thunder Awaken still 12k behind the network.
Randy, do you remember when you were playing Void and you were up here? You were here, you were chasing a Timber. I think, I don't know, was this high?
Thunder Awaken, they'll show themselves in the mid lane.
And then you chronoed the woods and there was no one there.
Disadvantage Picard. He's going to move his way up right into OG. They'll see the Morphling, but they will not make the jump. Chu just trying to get some vision down, but the rush is there. Dark Mago, no hesitation. In with the avalanche toss. We'll find one. Meanwhile, BZM, however, he's got the AA locked down. Can he secure? He can. That's one of Picard. He gets BZM down.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, they've got the storm. It's a great start for
Thunder
Awaken. Now they found Tiger on the IO. That'll be another.
Oh, jeez. Picard is just holding his ground, very confident with that BKB. You're still looking for a little bit more. They saw Yuragi.
Oh, Yuragi, he's the big one. Yuragi, he'll blink up towards the north. Can they find him mid-TP? Oh,
oh my god, if that was him.
So close yet so far.
They're getting confident on TA though. They know that with these items up and because the investment's coming through, he takes a net worth lead now. And it's almost a similar situation to last game where you're sacrificing Dark Mago and Sacred. In this case, the Morphling is a very strong hyper carry, so you can kind of just leave it all to Picard, get his spell immunity off. Suddenly the storm's not going to be an issue. You just need to find a way to maybe stop the Morph from zapping away.
Here we go again. OG, Dark Mago, he'll break the smoke. No detection to spot this tiny out though. They will at least land the plasma field. Sentry Ward down, Dark Mago still fine, has their help. BZM, hook shot, not gonna land. Still a nice cocks out. Matthew, he's the one caught, but not down yet. In fact, he'll sacrifice his life.
No buyback,
they do not want to force the fight like this. They'll let the Snapfire die.
He used the buyback before.
Roshan is available for OG.
They've got a good angle for the Roche. There is the Ice Blast ready on TA, and they've got the boat ready as well if they really do want to force that issue. But with the second Aegis coming out for OG, that should open up the possibilities onto the tier 2s. TA has managed to handle Aegises before, so maybe they managed to find some punishment and slow down the pacing here from OG, but no contestation at all. The damage is just way too high.
Punishment must be more severe.
Around here, John Sacred, he is scouting out. Roshan still dropping very, very low.
Dropping.
He'll make the jump in. They do find the clockwork. That might be one down. Chu still alive. Dark Mago. He's forced to pop the BKB and run. Uragi right behind. Dark Mago for now.
There's a card.
Where's the follow-up damage? It's not
but the morph. He's sucking each other off.
1v4. He'll wait for him out. The clockwork
Holy
still
shit.
going. Still alive. Surely goes
A
down.
blast.
The cars in the meantime dropping low. Can he make it out? He can. Sacred, however, he cannot. A 1-for-1. Roshan
Holy shit, how are they doing
and
this?
a double damage rune being spawned up.
Oh.
Well, of course there is, John. Why the hell not?
Yeah. You ask for it and you get it. Uragi straight into the pit. The
Wouldn't
Roach
matter.
definitely going to melt.
Still
We're going to
a
see
slap in
probably
the
a tier
face.
2 into the tier 3. Thunder Awakening. Respawns aren't too long, so you should be able to have Sacred back up. Maybe have a boat up ready to go as well to sell out this fight. But TA has a lot to play against. Now, all the tools are here for OG.
Down the bot side. They found the IO. They found Uragi. The relocate. Thunder, can they find a second dive?
Your BKB! You need the BKB! What is it about these fucking cores refusing the BKB?
He should be fine. Oh, OG. John, what have they done?
They relocated right on top of the area where all of TA was at.
It was
CD.
But it was CD. What the hell did they relocate in then?
And that's the Aegis gone. I thought they'd take high ground, maybe they'd take a tier 2 into a tier 3, force some objectives down. They go back into this jungle and they just melt. They need to start these fights with BZM. They can't just jump in like that with TA.
Because he's almost at that Eye of Skadi now as well, John. Big power spike
101 odds.
Morphling. Things getting very spicy
So
in this game, number 2. Only an 8k advantage now for OG. Slowly but surely just been dropping back the way of Thunder Awaken. Picard's top of the net worth, as per usual, on that Morphling and looking very, very scary this time around.
Who's
game
Randy?
2 as Thunder Awaken maybe thinking about a smoke. Do group up as 5. Do they want to try? They will. Where do they head though, John?
It's tough. Their map is fairly dark. They don't have the most forward wards here on Thunder Awaken. Gonna try to flank up top. They get the scan off. It's only Taiga they really spot out with that though.
They've got that target for this fight, John. Trying to go for the surprise reveal. Oh, Amar, he might run right into them. ATF, be very careful, sir. Dark Mago, not going to be able to find the jump in. ATF, still showing on the creep wave, but Thunder Awaken don't want to jump that deep. And now OG's smoke up.
7, how is
the
this
mid
even
lane
possible?
they go. They'll see the time.
It's the morph,
It's a
just
great
hard
time to
carrying.
make the jump on, but they know he's got his whole team behind him. ATF, he'll wrap around the long way. Through the Dire side, Matthew may get spotted. That's a great start if they find the Snapfire. ATF, who are you going for though? Hookshot is there. That's a great hookshot.
Oh my god, what was that A blast? Holy shit.
Because he'll at least find Chu. They do also find
The suck, the double suck.
Dark Mago onto ATF. They've got the Razor. Do they have the damage though? They do have the Morphling still going, but ATF just manning up, still going for the team fight.
Razor
Meanwhile,
dead?
BZM still trying to fight that Snap as Dark
He's
Mago.
doing it.
Still
What the hell?
Picard's.
Oh no, the choke.
Dark Mago, however, he does end up fighting Uragi. A very back and forth team fight. Who actually won this one, John?
It still looks like a win for Thunder Awakening. They take out Uragi to force the buyback out on Chu. Bit of an interesting choice there at the end to try to go for that last hit.
A-Blast missed everyone as well, and he still won the fight.
Kind of costing him that. He had enough space to back himself out. Probably not necessary to die, but TA again stay in the game. They drag that lead down only to 4K. The gold's been dwindling away from that lead on OG, and Thunder Awakening has been finding ways to make it work. Just great tosses back, lots of damage and durability coming out from Morphling. If Bakaz finishes up something like, say, a Satanic, I think he can go for those riskier plays without too much trouble.
Well, OG, 5K ahead now. Again, slowly but surely dropping. This team fight's feeling very forced now. At some point, do you think it's just about knowing that they're not going to scale too well into the Morph, John? They just don't have the confidence going to that ultra late game stage for OG.
No, I don't think it's that big of an issue. If you do manage to chain stun and find Pakaz first, once these BKBs dwindle away, which they are, it's down to 6 seconds, You can actually play here, and I like the itemization coming out. BZM's going for the Ags on the Storm. AoE Vortex is one very big way to do that. The issue with OG in the past few fights is it does feel a little bit disconnected. You get these great hook shots out from Chu, but a fight breaks off elsewhere where BZM is jumping in with Yuragi, and that kind of split focus just gives TA more angles to take there.
There you go, there's that replay you talked about for Kaz. Kind of going back in for Yuragi, but eventually Dark Mago at least gets the job done. Maybe not expecting the silence to come out. And there you go. He's not happy about that one.
Yeah, it looked like he had the opportunity to walk out. The silence not allowing to attribute shift was pretty painful, but it's still a rather back and forth game. The 5K lead for OG still stands at 32 minutes in. It doesn't really count for too much. Farm distribution from OG is a lot more even across their course in comparison to TA, but that also means that Yuragi's game isn't quite as hyper farm, right? Like, you don't have as much physical burst just yet. He is saving up for his Daedalus into his own Scotty, but there's more time necessary for the TA to hit that mark, and at this point, Morphling is just massive. Like, if you don't
can actually attack now.
Out,
before you could barely attack with no attack speed items. Now only reduces 30%, so you can still attack, kind of.
Die jungle, Thunder Awaken, they're making their way over. They've got the illusion to scout out the Storm, but he's going to be able to back off. Just immediate zips away. No smokes to come out from either side yet. But for now, both of them just sitting back, maybe waiting for that Roshan time to get a little bit lower. Still plenty of time for that next Roshan to spawn up. Dark Mago shying in the mid lane, but OG just not confident to try and make a jump in on the Tiny, and Thunder Awaken just always remaining grouped up apart from Dark Mago.
Okay, they're getting AC soon. They're getting us nice armor. It's going to help.
Just not confident being solo right now. It's a very, very scary point in this game. Axe being built up on BZM. That could be a massive game changer for OG. There's so much control available on BZM, though he does have a while to go. Daedalus also built up in Yuragi now, so damage, not so much an issue.
Yeah, it's a little bit more to kind of try to burst down, especially the supports. I think if you can somehow jump the Snapfire and the AA once more, you take away that Ice Blast and the Kisses, the fights do simplify. You don't have to worry about not having regen on hand, and if you can maybe find Sacred on top as a cherry on top, it becomes really easy for OG to use their damage here. Smoke out from OG and try to find that angle. Again, you would want the supports dead, and then you can kind of clean up afterwards.
And there's your 5-man smoke. Through the top lane they go. OG will try to get through to that Dire jungle. Thunder Awaken, hang around the mid-river for now. They'll also enter back into that Dire jungle, though for now they do have a low ground disadvantage. This could be very bad for Thunder Awaken to get caught with their pants down here. Matthew, he'll hang around the Roshan pit.
She's so fast.
OG very patiently waiting on that high ground. TF on the front lines for his team.
Boom, there it goes.
Thunder Awaken, they will not make their way over quite yet. Sacred. Very so
5K
close to
lead.
ATF, you can almost
It's all on more.
right now. Sacred.
Tiny's also pretty strong though.
Hook shot is there too. What an initiation. A great one in fact. BZM right
Can
in.
he get Rage back out?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, he doesn't get it out.
Sacred's down. Yuragi, he's on a Dark Mago. They want that Tiny.
There
He's not dead yet, however, Pakaz
suck him off.
Jump back in onto ATF looking for a trade. High five up, but it's not going the way of ATF. The Morphling.
Why is he backing out? What the fuck?
Dark Mago back in with the avalanche. With
Very
the
manly, Tiny. You see there, he knows it's okay to die.
Tiger's gone as well. Yuragi, he'll be able to blink up for now.
Oh my god.
DB away will be just fine.
Oh, there's Sophie.
A successful team fight for
Why do you keep showing Sophie?
Yeah, they make it work. Even though they play under the ward, the hook shot just onto one, not quite clumping them up here for True this time around.
Don't tell Ray about
the buyback was
my relationship with Sophie, please.
So
She
it's
gets
not
very jealous.
clearest win out. Sacred not going to have that for a long time. But they've got the opportunity to go for objectives, going on to that tier 2 mid. First tier 2 of the game here, Mike. After such a slow start for TA, they find this objective first.
Have a quick pause out. Talk to me about the state of the game, John. Still a 6k net worth lead for OG, but it does feel like Thunder Awaken have all the momentum behind them. What do OG need to do? Like, is it all about defending high ground now? Is it all about fighting the next Roshan? What's the objective here for OG?
I think they've got to find a way to go for the supports first. You know, again, just take out the kisses, take out everything out there, and somehow, you know, soften up the side of TA. Remove that durability, remove that team fight element from their lineup, and that's where things can start to shine. It is a lot easier said than done. TA's been declumping a lot more in these fights. They've not been constraining themselves to these ramp areas where they might get clumped up, as we've seen with the hook shots and the Ags out from BZM. Like the key thing now for OG is to try to force
them
into a smaller area. And the high ground could be that place. The Roche pit could be that place as well.
Certainly could be. There's a reconnection now from Pandamu. Of course, a full house here today. A beautiful arena. Of course, beautiful crowd joining us for this best of 3 series. Well, you can only hope for a game 3, John, but OG not wanting that to happen. Naturally looking for a 2-0 victory. Is just waiting for the go-ahead from Thunder Awaken to get this game back underway. There's the ready. Matthew, ready to go.
R.
BZM will give the go-ahead as well. Mid-tier 2 tower is under siege. BZM will go for a zip in, but
why would you type R? Like, there's an established rule that means G.
Without his team.
And that encompasses everything. You don't need to type R. You don't need to type GWR. Just G. G means go. It means that we are ready. And you click go when you are ready. Just
Look at
G.
how protected it is for Thunder.
Just type G.
Watching that pit. They've got to be able to tell when OG does come in if they want to fight.
Roshan will respawn. Matthew should spot it out. Pings are there. Rocket Flare will give OG the information as well. Such a big objective to go for now. OG right now, considering the position they're in, they can't really afford to let this one go down for free. There is a refresher shard also available on this one as Yuragi make his way over. Thunder Awaken still remaining in position for this Roshan fight.
Daedalus. Oh, the raw damage.
Into the triangle. They're looking for that Radiant
The
jump.
Roche.
Again, giving the information
Is
away
that
that Thunder Awaken are not in the pit right now. And OG, they immediately retreat knowing that there's probably a smoke going. But there's a counter smoke. A 5v5 engagement.
You can hear audience.
Here we go. Yuragi, he does put out Dark Mago. Backs his way out. Hook shots there too.
Help him, help him. Nice.
In fact, no, they don't.
Oh my god, he's dead? What the fuck happened to Cloud?
The only one dropping.
What the hell happened to Cloud?
He'll get jumped on by the Morphling. Disarms there, however.
He's dying. Oh my god, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Yuragi still trying to
I can't believe
He'll let him go. They just want the Roshan.
Oh my god, that was on the edge there for Picaz once more, but he does manage to hold his own. They play very well on TH, just avoid. Their smoke dropped.
And what is it?
Vision.
I didn't
they
see.
were under a trap, and OG were not able to capitalize.
If that's an
so
Axe, they just auto
they keep trying to jump the Kunkka. But Sacred is so tanky that it's just so hard to find, and TA are the one to take the Roche. And
if he gets Axe or Morph and just steals the racist attacks, you just win the game instantly. You should buy it. It's actually broken.
And make this to be an incredibly difficult, if not near impossible game for OG. Thunder Awakening, I mean, they're after a really slow start here, Mike.
Let's see the chat.
They're finding themselves in a really good position.
Yeah, and you look at the win
Tiger, as well, fuck you. Here we go, fans. I love fans like this.
63%. That's what you love to see.
You,
it's a mark of a good game here for game number 2. OG definitely not out of this one yet. Still 37% chance their way. Just one good team fight would do it.
Look at Matthew. He's got 2 gems.
I said that earlier. I said that.
Drops one. Passes it
ES
along.
of CRNG
COMT. And that does mean OG's going to be lacking a little bit of that
still
vision
winnable.
now. 31-31. An evened out game here. 2K lead only standing for OG. It really just doesn't amount to much at this point. Like that 2K lead is, it's not even a major item for the most part. And that tends to be distributed across all the heroes. So you're feeling pretty good here on Thunder. It still feels like they're always like an edge away from falling off a cliff. You know, they're right on the edge of it, but like say if something goes extremely wrong, if Picaz actually dies twice, and that could be OG rallying back up, and it doesn't take them too long to run down lane as well.
Keep in mind, Picaz has his own full Daedalus up down, John, so even more damage on the Morphling.
See what the Normans are riding a little bit.
As well. Always very nice to have that added escape here for Picaz. BZM, try to zip through, is going to get spotted by Dark Mago, will zip the other way. There'll be no chase going. They want the tier 3 tower. No creep wave available though. Going to make it rather hard as BZM. He'll creep skip. There'll be no punishment for it, but the tier 3 tower still going down. Backdoor not kicking in yet. In fact, look at the damage. Forced the cliff up just to protect this top lane of Barracks. Picaz, he'll keep trying.
What backdoor?
What backdoor protection?
You gotta love it. Tiny
they just buffed this, John.
Oh yeah. And they just nerfed Tiny's attack speed to 12 withdrawal. So,
yes,
you know, it's not doing much. They clear out the first set of racks. TA in control of this game now. And OG playing on the back foot, Mike.
They are. Suddenly the net worth does finally swing the way of Thunder Awaken. 31k net worth on Picaz. This Morphling is absolutely massive.
Trash OG fans.
We'll have that Aegis available. There's your
OG Flute Major.
as well for Sacred. So the water park is incoming, Jonathan. We love ourselves a water park here.
Oh yeah. Beat the heat and beat the momentum OG's been building up in this series so far. OG for their part, I just don't know how you further itemize now on Yuragi, right? Like he's got the Revenant's Bruge, 20 charges on his Desolator full, bonus damage already up. Maybe you can go for the Swift Blink. That could be one way to amp up the damage on your TA, but you're starting to run out of item slots. When it comes to comparing it with the Morphling, there is still some play potential, but you just don't have the same stat gain. You don't get the same value from stat items as the Morphling does. Like the Scotty's just doing way much more for Pakaz in comparison, and he's still going for defensively building up here on the Morph. He's going for a Lincoln's Next just to ensure he doesn't get silenced, he doesn't have to waste this Manta Cell or BKB early on in these fights. And OG, I mean, they're just on the defense. They're getting farm where they can. They are playing under TA's vision, which gives them free reign to just go for these objectives.
Well, that'll be the bot tier 2 tower to drop. No contest, Thunder Awaken. They might just go high ground as well. Again, the age is still in.
They're going to abuse a lot.
BZM! He's out of mana!
Wait, what?
Io? Try to run, but
help him?
He's got the Eye of Scotty, slow BZM, no!
Oh no, he BKB'd, so you couldn't help him with Wish.
He's got buyback. It's alright, he's got buyback.
Yeah, he can come back in, but this is not the way you want to expend that buyback. BZM a bit of maybe a bit cheeky with that TP out.
I should have bet $1 million. Holy shit, I would have been a multi-millionaire.
He'll buy back onto the clockwork. They'll lock down BZM again. On the storm, he'll zip out. Meanwhile, Chu already going down to the clockwork. He's got buyback available as well. Yuragi, he's going to try and man up against Pakaz, but it's not working out. Pakaz, he will not drop. ATF, meanwhile, will get relocated out as BZM. Still getting the team fight going. They'll have to reset. But Thunder Awaken, they're still healthy. They've still got the Aegis. They still want to fight.
You have to defend. I need to kill Force. There it is.
He's got the axe in the box.
Oh!
Into the hook shot onto 3. Maybe they've got it.
No one's dying.
Nobody's down yet. Meanwhile, Pakaz
kill them.
Down Tiger. Yuragi trying to get the jump up on Pakaz. Finds another. Choose down onto the high ground. There you go. Yuragi. He's in big trouble. Gold Strike is there onto Pakaz. But it's a 5v3 situation. 2 heroes down without buybacks on the side of OG. Thunder Awaken, they do need a bit of a reset. No Aegis available now onto Pakaz, but it may not matter, John. He's full HP, full mana.
Yeah, they can keep going. Looking for the mega creeps here. If they find a couple more pickoffs, that's the end of the game for OG. They've got to play this cautiously. Respawns aren't too far away.
Here we go. Megas up into the tier 4s. How do OG defend this one?
Tiger is definitely tough to beat right now.
For game number 2, but they make the comeback happen. Zip in BZM.
Relocate.
This time around. It'll be Dark Mega, but the follow-up damage is just not there. Reset once again. Meanwhile, Yuragi, X is out. They've got the TA. That's the big one. No. Dark Mago's in. Thunder Awaken. It might be it. Zip in again, BZM. He'll keep trying. Onto the Snapfire. That'll be one down, but buyback's immediate. ATF trying to buy back, but the Ancient, it's exposed. Thunder Awaken, it's not over until they say it's over. We're going to our game number 3. And what a series this has been so far, John. What a series it's been so far. What a comeback from Thunder
straight
Awaken.
Up buzzing, holy shit.
That was a ridiculous game. OG had this.
Giling-giling, nama punaw ang taba. Giling-giling.